What's going on, baseball buffs? For over a century, it felt like the rules of baseball were etched in stone, practically untouched since the turn of the 20th century. But boy, have things changed in the last decade and a half. You sent over this article, and it highlights a flurry of recent rule changes in MLB. And it seems like the tinkering might not be over yet. Let's take a look at what's been happening and what wild new ideas might be on the horizon. In case you've been living under a rock, or maybe just not glued to every baseball game, MLB has implemented some pretty significant rule changes recently. We're talking about restricting where defenders can position themselves to try and encourage more balls in play. Remember the shift ban from 2023? Then there were the rules designed to boost stolen bases. Also in 2023, turning every runner into a potential Rickey Henderson. Let's not forget the free base runners in extra innings that started in 2020. Aimed at preventing those marathon, never-ending games. And for National League purists, the arrival of the designated hitter in 2022 meant no more agonizing at-bats from pitchers who looked like they were swinging a wet noodle. It's been a whirlwind of adjustments. But wait, there's more. The article points to what could be the most significant change yet: the potential implementation of the automated ball strike (ABS) challenge system as early as next year. That's right, folks, we could be one step closer to robot umpires calling balls and strikes. This spring, we've even seen live-action previews of this challenge system in Grapefruit and Cactus League games. Imagine a world where players and managers can actually challenge some ball and strike calls. This would be a monumental shift, further expanding the role of video replay and introducing a completely objective measure to one of the most debated aspects of the game, the strike zone. Speaking of the strike zone, the article reminds us how it's currently defined: a rather vague area between a batter's shoulders and the top of their uniform pants down to just below the kneecap. But under the potential ABS system, the strike zone could be defined much more precisely, based on a batter's height, from 27% above the dirt up to 53.5% high. That's a pretty big difference from the subjective calls we're used to. And the rule change brainstorming doesn't stop there. The article mentions that MLB officials have even had low-level talks about a golden at-bat. Picture this. Once a game, a star slugger could be permitted to hit out of order in a high-leverage situation. Can you imagine the strategic implications? Putting your best hitter up with the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth, even if it's not their turn in the lineup? It sounds like something out of a video game. For those concerned about player safety, the article also mentions the potential use of a double-wide bag at first base, which is already being widely used in Division I college baseball this season. The idea here is to lessen the chances of collisions between a sprinting batter and the first baseman. It's a seemingly minor change that could have a real impact on player well-being. Peter Stolp, a sports business expert at the University of Oregon, offers an interesting perspective on why these changes are happening. He suggests that traditionally, rule changes addressed issues on the field, but now, the focus seems to have shifted to the game in the stands and on TV. In other words, it's about business solutions. The goal is to make the game more appealing to a wider audience, potentially by increasing action, shortening game times, though that's debatable with some of these changes, and creating more exciting moments. As you might expect, these changes have sparked plenty of debate among baseball fans. The article includes reactions from Yankees fans, with one embracing the need to keep up with modern tastes, while another draws the line at using technology to call balls and strikes, perfectly content with a little bit of human error. It really highlights the ongoing tension between those who want to preserve the traditional aspects of the game and those who are open to innovation. The article does a great job of emphasizing just how much a single ball or strike call can impact an at-bat. That borderline pitch in a 2-1 count can completely flip the odds for the hitter, turning an ordinary batter into someone with the ops of Shohei Ohtani if a ball is called, or relegating them to the Mendoza line if it's called a strike. This really underscores the significance of getting those calls right, which is what the ABS system aims to do. Even Yankees manager Aaron Boone, known for his occasional disagreements with umpires on ball strike calls, weighed in on the ABS challenge system. While he's encouraging his players to use the challenges when they feel a call is wrong, he also wants them to be strategic about it, saving them for big moments, and even with the potential for more accurate calls. Boone joked that he'd still find something to argue about with the umpires. Some things never change. So, where does all this leave us? It's clear that Major League Baseball is not afraid to shake things up in an effort to keep the game relevant and engaging for modern audiences. We've seen a significant number of rule changes in recent years, and it looks like we could be on the verge of even more. With the potential implementation of the ABS challenge system looming large, whether you're a fan of these changes or a staunch traditionalist, one thing is for sure: America's pastime is continuing to evolve. And it's going to be fascinating to see what the game looks like in the years to come. What do you think about all these rule changes? Are they good for baseball? Or is MLB tinkering with something that was already great? What other changes might you like to see in the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more baseball news and discussions, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the action. We'll see you in the next one. What's up, baseball fanatics? Welcome back to the channel where we're always rounding the bases with the latest news. Today, we're peering into the crystal ball of America's pastime because Major League Baseball has been busier than a squirrel in a nut factory when it comes to changing the rules. As this video reminds us, baseball, a sport that was practically frozen in time for a century, has seen a flurry of alterations in just the last decade and a half. And guess what? The biggest change of all might be just around the corner. This video highlights the potential arrival of the automated ball strike, ABS, challenge system, which has been getting a trial run in spring training. Could robot umpires be calling balls and strikes in real MLB games as early as next year? Talk about a game changer. But wait, there's more. As this video points out, MLB has already introduced a bunch of other significant rule tweaks. We're talking about limiting where defenders can stand, encouraging more stolen bases with new rules, giving teams free runners in extra innings to avoid those never-ending marathon games, and finally letting National League pitchers hang up their batting gloves for good with the designated hitter. And the brainstorming isn't stopping there. This video even mentions low-level talks about a golden at bat, which would let a star slugger bat out of order in a clutch situation once a game. Imagine the chaos and excitement. But why all these changes? As this video explains, it's not necessarily about fixing the game on the field itself. It's more about the game in the stands and on TV, trying to keep up with shorter attention spans and making the sport more marketable. It's all about those business solutions, folks. So, what do you think about the future of baseball? Are these changes making the game more exciting? Or are they messing with a classic? Are you ready for robot umpires? Or do you prefer the human element, complete with the occasional questionable call? Let us know your hot takes in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more baseball news and insights.